Submits the top of the hour and some dark days in the country, dark situations. But on this broadcast, we shall be bringing to light all you need to know on NTV Weekend Edition. We begin with the highlights. Tonight,
we want to have a situational awareness of who is coming in and who is coming out, because we have confirmed it's true some of the directors were arrested, and our fear is that patients might be neglected because in essence we don't have decision makers in the hospital.
Fraud, forgery claims and arrested hospital directors. Scramble for Nakuru War Memorial Hospital gets physical. Also tonight,
Jaramogi Oginga was a very, very committed family man.
Tracing the Odingas back to Jaramogi. Special 30th death anniversary for former Vice President and the father of opposition leader Raila Odinga. Plus,
anybody named as a bandit must be killed. It should be very clear.
You can run, but you will not hide. Killer bandits in Kerio Valley warned as slain Baringo family is buried. And
hizi vitu naye ni ngumu kutengeneza, lakini sisi tunajaribu, lakini soko ndio kuna.
Weaving their way into financial stability. Barwako Weaver Society on Women and Power tonight.
Live from Nation Center, this is Weekend Edition with Dan Mwangi.
Welcome to the broadcast. Alongside me on this 1 hour flight is Flora Atieno on the sign language interpretation. Now, the Nakuru County government has moved in to secure Nakuru War Memorial Hospital and guard the welfare of the patients after the arrest of its directors. Nakuru County Secretary Samuel Mwaura says the county government wants to ensure the welfare of the patients is not neglected in the absence of the hospital managers.
A day after detectives arrested directors of the Nakuru Memorial War Hospital over alleged forgery of lease documents used to acquire a 99-year lease title to a 25-acre piece of land that hosts the hospital, Nakuru County government has moved in to ensure its stability. Nakuru County reinforcement officers and armed police officers are now booking and registering visitors entering and leaving the hospital.
And so, just like the initial incidents, the safety and the well-being of the patients is very critical for us. We have come here to basically make sure that we can be able to see the situation of the hospital. We want to have a situational awareness of who is coming in and who is coming out, because we have confirmed it's true some of the directors were arrested, and our fear is that patients might be neglected because in essence we don't have decision makers in the hospital.
On Friday, the hospital directors Simon Watene and Roger Jocelyn, Land Surveyor Kepkemboi, and two Ministry of Lands officials Peter Nzuki Mutwiwa and Stephen Kihengo Mwaura were arrested. The suspects are accused of fraudulently acquiring the documents to renew the lease title after it expired in 2021.
Sometimes last year. After that, we had people saying that patients were mistreated. We had people purporting that people died. And we are very much worried because last time we had the situational awareness, we had our medics inside here. And so that attitude that was there, we are afraid that patients could be neglected. And therefore we want to have a situation whereby we monitor what is going on. We are cognizant of the fact that there are several legal processes going on, but a human life can never be left out.
The management of the Nakuru War Memorial Hospital and the Nakuru County government have been embroiled in a tussle over the 25-acre piece of land. A tussle that saw in October last year, Nakuru County government taking over the management of the hospital on grounds that the management had forged documents. For now, delivery of services in the hospital is ongoing, even as the county seeks a lasting solution to the conflict. Vincent Odur, NTV.
Some unfortunate scenes happening at a hospital. Now, Friday's ruling by the Court of Appeal, lifting the temporary ban by the High Court on implementation of the Social Health Insurance Fund, that's SHIF, seems to be changing the disparaging perspective that Kenya Kwanza allied leaders appeared to be having against the judiciary. Leading a section of leaders in praise for the judiciary, Kerio MP Ndindi Nyoro has lauded the courts, further terming the Social Health Authority as a game changer. On their part, leaders who hosted the youthful lawmaker in Kericho County have welcomed the proposed talks between the executive, legislature and the judiciary. And this brings to the fore the concern about there being, quote, a dialogue between the judiciary and the executive, as some have criticized the CJ and the JSC at large on whether she or they are meant to be discussing the merits of a case in regards to whether you're going to be discussing the legality or illegality, or trying to negotiate on legality and illegality. Ibrahim Karanja reports.
Hours after the Court of Appeal breathed some life into President William Ruto's health plan by setting aside a High Court order temporarily barring the implementation of the Social Health Insurance Fund, Kenya Kwanza allied leaders are now heaping praises on the court. Kerio lawmaker, who also serves as the chairperson of the National Assembly's Budget and Appropriations Committee, Ndindi Nyoro, leading the celebratory party at a funeral in Kericho County in the company of local members of parliament.
Na mimi nafurahi ya kwamba sasa ile fund tumetayarisha ya kureplace NHIF sasa tunaweza ifanyisha kazi, na hiyo iko na manufaa kubwa sana kwa wananchi wa Kericho na wananchi wa Kenya, kwa sababu katika hiyo fund mwananchi ambaye amekuwa akilipa shilingi 500 akipimwa hawezi lipa, atakuwa analipa shilingi 300 peke yake, na yule hana wakati ama hana namna hata ya kulipa hiyo shilingi 300, serikali itakuwa inagharamia huyo mwananchi ambaye hawezi kuwa na hiyo shilingi 300.
Nyoro, who only days ago was part of President William Ruto-led lynching mob against the judiciary, now professing Kenya Kwanza's respect for the Martha Koome-led arm of government, a position clearly informed by Friday's favorable ruling on the Social Health Act.
Mimi nataka niseme pongezi kwa wale pia wenzetu wako katika mahakama. Sisi kama viongozi tumechaguliwa, tuko na heshima kwa kila mtu, hata kwa judiciary and executive.
Those who accompanied the MP encouraging the proposed dialogue between the three arms of government.
I'm happy in the direction the president is taking with Koome, that they can go for a negotiation in a diplomatic way so that we are able to restore the sanity of our nation, because we must stop judicial activism at all costs.
Na tunataka kumuomba ule mzee wetu huyu wa kitendawili asifikirie yeye dialogue yeye ndiye ameita ndio the most valid. Yeye amekuwa akisema tuongee kuhusu gharama ya maisha, tuongee kuhusu nini, na tunakubaliana na yeye, tumefanya dialogue committee imeisha. Sasa rais ameita dialogue kati ya judiciary na executive na legislature. Tunataka pia yeye aunge mkono, tuongee, tunyoroshe malaini.
Tuweze kubali one arm of government ambao haiwezi kuwa oversighted. Sisi kama wabunge tunakuwa oversighted na raia. Executive sisi ndio tuna oversight kama legislature. Lakini judiciary hakuna mtu ana oversight, na ndio maana unaona left and right and center wanafanya vitu vile wanataka.
The leaders were speaking in Kiptere, Kericho County, during the funeral of Kipkemei Cherengeti, father to Sowin Sigowet, Member of Parliament, Justice Kemei. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.
And now to a story that gives us a clear picture of insecurity consequences along the Kerio Valley, I should say, and one family has laid to rest 4 of their members who were killed by bandits last week. The grieving family laid their slain kin in Chemoi village in the county of Baringo amid cries for the government to take decisive action against lawlessness in sections of Kerio Valley, as Lois Wangoi now reports.
A sense of immense grief hangs over this family as they pay their last respects and bury 4 of their family members who lost their lives in a painful ordeal after armed bandits sprayed bullets on them along the Kerio Valley.
If you know you are either suspected or you have participated as a bandit kuiba na kufaidika kwa mali ya wizi, mark my words, Hakuna mahali unatorokea, mipaka yetu yote iko manned. Hakuna mahali unatorokea. And the only solution is to kill you. We are going to kill all bandits. Anybody named as a bandit must be killed. It should be very clear. There's no, hakuna mambo ya kubahatisha, unajua hawa watu watachukuliwa hatua.
Here, tears of the pain of burying 4 family members at Adgo flowed freely. Sadly, the 4, a father, mother, their son and nephew, were killed while on a boda while on their way to Chemoi village for a family get-together. They were ambushed by armed bandits who sprayed bullets on them, killing them on the spot.
Security agencies hapa Baringo, County Commissioner, County Commander of Police, County Intelligence Officer, iko shida kwenyu. Iko shida kwenyu. Na hii lazima muambiwe vizuri. Aidha mtaki kufanya kazi ama mumekataa kabisa kufanya kazi.
Among the mourners is this 4-year-old child who survived miraculously, seeing as she was present when armed bandits shot her family, but she was not physically harmed. The baby girl was discovered unconscious, soaked in blood from head to toe, and cuddled next to her mother's lifeless body.
Ningeomba kwamba tuweze serikali waweze kuchukua hatua, wale watu ambao walioa vijana wetu wachunguzwe, watoe ripoti la najua, ili hao wakora washikwe.
Ambaye anaungana kwa hii tabia ya banditry, nyorosha, na njia ya kunyorosha safari ni mbinguni. Maliza kazi zote.
I want to demand ya kwamba those fellows ambao ni wahalifu watafutwe na mkono mrefu ya serikali, wakipatikana wawawe.
For the past 8 months, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki's commitment of wiping out insecurity along the Kerio Valley had silenced gunshots, but a fresh wave of insecurity is here, and it is so ugly that armed bandits kill innocent civilians unprovoked and in broad daylight. Lois Ongoi, NTV.
Quite some sad situation in that part of the country. And staying with tears, and a family in Bungoma's Insibakala village in Kimilili constituency is in shock following an incident where a man stabbed his elder brother to death. Police in the same county are also investigating the death of a 23-year-old university student who was fatally injured as a scuffle broke out at a local joint where he and his friends were watching a football match. Martin Mwangi with the details.
The air at this homestead hangs heavy with grief as the family sits in somber silence, struggling to comprehend the bizarre, brutal murder of one of their own, a death caused by one of the family members. 54-year-old Ronald Wekesa was brutally murdered by his 46-year-old blood brother, Barasa Haemba, over allegations of witchcraft.
Akarafu alikuwa na kijiti. Na kijiti alikuwa anataka kuchapa mzee, na mimi nikafika katikati. Sasa kwa kanyusha huyu baba yangu mwenye aliwa baba huyu akatoa kisu. Ila alitoa kisu kwenda kumtunga na kisu inaanguka chini. Sasa vile mimi nilienda kuchukua hiyo kisu, mtoto yake mwenye anaitwa Mulongo akatoka huko akanishika, alikuwa na panga. Akanifuta mimi nikaanguka chini. Sasa vile mimi nilianguka chini hivyo, na huyu baba mwenye aliwa baba yangu huyu akachukua kisu akatunga baba kwa tumbo.
The assailant, who apparently fled after the incident, has since surrendered himself at Kimilili police station. Several kilometers away and still within Bungoma County, another family mourns the tragic death of their son. Francis Pepela, a 23-year-old second-year student at Egerton University, was out in the company of his friends at Kandui town watching an AFCON football match with his friends when chaos ensued. Pepela is said to have sustained serious injuries on the head, which may have led to his death.
Kulingana na marafiki zake wenye walikuwa na yeye wanasema kuna uenda walikuwa na scuffle kidogo kwenye walikuwa wanaona mpira na ikasababisha majeraha kwa kichwa chake na akaaga. So hapa tumekuwa kutoka usiku mzima tukijaribu ku place OB so that tuone usaidizi tunazofanywa in terms ya uchunguzi wa polisi. Sasa bado tuko kwa hiyo process na tunaomba kwamba itaenda successful.
2 people are being held at Bungoma police station as authorities try to unravel the circumstances leading to his death. Martin Mwangi, NTV.
Now from crime, let's take a step into the history, and an annual ceremony to commemorate the founding Vice President Jaramogi Oginga was held in Kisumu Saturday. The 30th anniversary was attended by family, friends and politicians, mainly from Azimio la Umoja One coalition party. And as Zacchaeus Masame now reports, the leaders who interacted with Jaramogi remembered him as a patriot who ought to be emulated by current leaders.
The ceremony kicked off with a mass at the St. Stephen's ACK Cathedral in Milimani, Kisumu. The leaders later made their way to Ofafa Memorial Hall, where the main event was held. Former First Lady Margaret Kenyatta was among the dignitaries who graced the occasion. The leaders who interacted with Jaramogi, either directly or indirectly, praised him for his contribution to the repeal of Section 2A that then battered the multi-party.
We know he left us 30 years ago, but it's just like the other day. To us, he's still living. You come to Nyamira, you will always ask us where he was buried. You go there for blessings. How many of you have come for blessings in Nyamira?
Jaramogi believed in one way, he was supposed to deliver services to the people, and Mzee Kenyatta was believed in another one. And because of that, some people are mistaking that there was that Mzee Kenyatta was against the Luo. Kenyatta was not against the Luo.
Jaramogi was very many things, a very versatile character. Very engaging when you want to talk to him, but very simple. It was very, very simple. We remember when we were growing up here in this town, Jaramogi just used to wear kinyasa and a color shoes. That by treating us like ordinary people, we grew up as true Kenyans, and we therefore understood the problems the ordinary peasant children were experiencing in the rural areas.
In a nutshell, the press must be involved.
Jaramogi was a fierce critic of the government. He was the father of Azimio leader Raila Odinga, Kisumu woman rep Ruth Odinga, Siaya Senator Oburu Odinga, among others. Zacchaeus Masame, NTV, Kisumu.
Now in Kitengela, 20 boda riders are said to be charged for malicious damage and assault after they were arrested over attacking a hit-and-run vehicle and its occupants. Aside from the arrests, 26 motorcycles have been detained. Now, according to the police report, the vehicle hit a motorcycle which had both a rider and a pillion passenger. The passenger was injured on his lower right leg, the left side of his forehead and the back of his head. Police also say the driver sped off and hit a pedestrian, injuring him and his 4-year-old son. The vehicle went on and hit a motorcycle whose rider escaped but left the pillion passenger, a 28-year-old pregnant woman, with injuries on her left leg and bearing bruises on both hands. The driver did not stop as they went on and hit another pedestrian, injuring him on the right side leg and shoulder. As the driver continued, the vehicle was blocked by rowdy boda operators, and that is where the stoning ensued until police intervened. The co-driver was beaten and sustained injuries on the upper lip. He has 2 broken front upper teeth and bruises on his forehead. The driver is in police custody. Now, one of the riders who reportedly assumed the role of the ringleader was heard giving instructions to others to torch the vehicle. Theft of personal effects was also recorded during the melee. a mix of concerns there in regards to just the discipline on the roads, and there has been a lot of, criticism of border operators as well as also drivers who are not doing their part in ensuring the roads are safe. Now we take a look at what you can expect, what you can find rather on our website. That's ntvkenya.co.ke, which is just a great space of content that you can't find anywhere else. And this is on the homepage, Twende. It's one of our shows, one of the best shows that you need to make a point of watching, and all the episodes are there. And aside from that, we have some of the news stories which may not be on this bulletin, but we have on our website. For instance, here we have the state releases Shakahola survivor without charges. We also have police kill 2, recover ex-minister Noah Wekesa's stolen gun. We also have Nairobi Expressway begins trial operations for the new Haile Selassie exit. There had been criticism that there was no way to exit the expressway and into CBD. Now, kidnapping of 5 sisters sparks outcry in Nigeria. We also have some international news and so much more. Remember, you can find our features here. And we have Deadly Quarries, which is one of the features that we have recently done. And aside from that, we have we also have some of our exclusive interviews. As you can see, Opio Wandai, the leader of minority in the National Assembly. We also have the interview with Kimani Ichung'wah, his counterpart now on the majority side, and so much more in regards to our special reports and features. And aside from that, we have NTV Swahili as well. You could find some of our Swahili content on the same to just give you an update and special features and special content that is in Swahili. And not forget, you can always find Nation FM live. You could stream radio live, so you can listen to Nation FM and enjoy real music with real and much more interesting content that you'll find in many other places. And like I said, when we go back home, you'll find some of our exclusive content being put on the show. Have yourselves a great experience of our website. That's ntvkenya.co.ke. For now, we take a short break on NTV Weekend Edition. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Panda tukupandishe on your entertainment this new year on GoTV bila kulipia extra. Kama uko on GoTV Lite, lipia GoTV Value. Utapata kufurahia GoTV Plus. Tayari on GoTV Value, then lipia GoTV Plus uenjoy GoTV Max. Kama wewe ni wa GoTV Plus, lipia GoTV Max ujinice na shows noma kabisa on GoTV Super. Furahia the best sports, international shows na local shows una like free. Download GoTV Stream. GoTV. Love it.
Join the Optiven family today and experience the epitome of coastal living at Ocean View Ridge, Vipingo by Optiven, just 2.4 kilometers from Mombasa Malindi Road and a mere 4.5 kilometers from the shoreline. For every 400,000 Kenya shillings that you place as a deposit or installment towards any of Optiven's properties, you receive a cashback of 4,000 Kenya shillings to top up for your back-to-school shopping. Call us on 0790 300 300.
Optiven, Optiven, no one shine back.
This week on Twende, we visit the new Lamu Port, and I get to try to tour the Mwokozi too.
I am sitting on a 2 billion shilling vessel. Mwalimu wa map, nilisema sitaenda mbali. Hapa ni wapi? But yeah, this is a goods boat, and don't expect to get comfort out of this. Hii hapa unaweza fanya cooking show. Hapa una
So we are proud actually to be the first country to be having this. Yeah.
Welcome back. Now, a family in Narok West is in agony following the drowning of their son in Motonyi River, which burst its banks 2 weeks ago. The 22-year-old died while trying to cross the swollen river. Elsewhere, a school in Budalangi has been closed due to floods from the backflow of Lake Victoria. Margaret Kimathi with more.
Since the morning of 15th of January, Enoch Kipkoech is believed to have been swept away by the unforgiving strong waves of River Motoni as he attempted to cross it a few meters away from his house. An uncle to the deceased says search for their kin has borne no fruits 5 days later.
Asubuhi tuliwatuma watu kutoka huko jini, kutoka hiyo site ya Pulunga, wapande hivyo wakikuja. Ndio at least tukutanie huko wote, tuone kama tutampata. Watu wanakaa tu wakingoja, hakuna kitu inaendelea. So ni wito wetu na Mungu pia atuongoze. Angalau tumpate leo, ndio mipango zingine za mazishi yaanze kupangika huko nyumbani.
Narok County Disaster Management Nancy Laboso is leading a 12-member team in efforts to retrieve the body. She says landslides and logs in the deep river are posing a challenge, but they have concentrated the search efforts in areas where there is slow movement of water.
Tuko hapa pamoja na Red Cross kusaidiana kutafuta na wabikambizi wa county na wa Red Cross volunteers plus the community. Na tunatumai kwamba leo inakaa ingawa imenyesha nyanda za juu, lakini kuna uwezekano kwamba maji imepungua kidogo na tuna matumaini sana ya kupata huyo kijana.
Elsewhere, authorities in Budalangi have been prompted to close St. Mary's SEK na Mabusu Secondary School after water inundated classrooms, leaving over 100 students stranded. This is after floods resulting from the backflow of Lake Victoria took a toll on 8 learning institutions in the area.
Saizi wanafunzi wako nyumbani wote, ingawaje tumeomba darasa kwa primary school pale tuanze kufundisha Jumatatu. Kuna maji bado kwa compound, ingawaje tumepata shirika la serikali ambalo linasaidia kutengeneza barabara, kutumwagia maram.
Watu wa National Water Harvesting and Storage ndio wana tulikosea kwa sababu imekuwa kwa programu yao for the last 5-7 years ya kwamba wata extend dike ili backflow from the lake isiwe ina interfere na homes, sababu very many homes you can see are underwater.
Since 2019, persistent floods from the backflow of Lake Victoria have displaced communities in Budalangi, forcing them to stay in makeshift tents as their homes remain submerged. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Now let's move away from the crime and the likes and get some interesting stuff as well, which is on exploring the food of the Kenyan coast, and it's a lesson in history. The dishes are a mix of the many cultures in the region, but most Kenyan coastal dishes are loaded with spices and coconut. The taste is indeed piquant and flavorful, but do you know that apart from adding flavor, the spices also have health benefits? Fatma Bugu explains.
A recipe is rendered bland if the spice level is lower than normal, be it a snack dish such as bajia or main course such as biryani and pilau. The spice level plays a significant role.
Vinasaidia kutengeneza virutubisho vya lishe. Hizo ni supplement za nutrition zenye huwa hutumia baadhi ya viungo kutengezea, na hivi viungo bado vinaimarisha mfumo wa kinga.
Cloves, cardamom, cumins are typical Swahili spices, often used in pastries, beverages and food, but many people are not aware of their health benefits.
Dalasini ile kazi yake ni inafanya damu, circulation ya damu. Pia inakata white. Unasahau mdalasini hiyo iliki inafanya una ile hali yako ya kawaida inarudi.
Hivyo viungo tuweza sema ni anti-inflammatory. Vinazuia kuvimba kwenye utumbo.
This is something that has forced Ali Mohammed to come to Mombasa all the way from Kajiado to refill his spices. He says he does it every month.
Na huwa inanipa ladha na pia inaniongezea joto. Kupata hiyo mchanganyiko wa hizo vitu, especially kwa wakati huu wa baridi, huwa inasaidia sana kwa watu wazima kama sisi. Unaona kama vile zinavutiwa kwenye asali, neno kwenye pilau na nini. At the same time unakula chakula na pia unatumia dawa.
But everything comes with its set of advantages and disadvantages, with different people having a different level of spice tolerance.
Viungo tukitumia kwa wingi pia vinaleta madhara. Vina damage your stomach lining. So nikiongelea viungo, ina maana viungo vinafaa kutumika kidogo tu. Na pia visikue viungo vingi kwenye chakula.
Lazima uwe na zile viwango za kupima, inakuwa iko level, una minimize inakuwa level.
Other spices are black pepper and chili seasoning used in pilau, biryani, kahawa tungu, tea or mahamri, and can cause a stomach irritation in some people.
Zile ziko na acid kwanza, halafu bado zinaleta inflammatory, zinatuletea uvimbe kwenye matumbo yetu.
Saa ya kula imefika, wewe hujakula, alafu ile acid inaanguka kwenye ile kwenye ngozi pale mahali inatakiwa ile chakula kiyayusho. Unapokula chakula unasikia moyo unachomeka.
Napenda kutumia spices, lakini si zote sababu niko na answers.
Spices can be found in ground, cracked, crushed or flaked form. They are a daily ingredients in most homes at the coast. Fatma Bugu, NTV, Mombasa.
Let's say the coast now. The Pamoja African Alliance PA party has maintained the party is still strong despite few of its members who having decamped to ODM party. 8 PA members this week announced their move to ODM, saying they have been looked down on by their party. But PA officials have maintained the move will not shake the party, that it is planning for nationwide party members recruitment. Led by the party Secretary General, who is also the Malindi MP, Lucas Maitha, the party's National Executive Council said that whatever happened was a political gimmick by ODM aimed at derailing PA party's progress and also to distract President William Ruto from delivering his agenda to the coast people.
And why, for the hell, they don't pick them? They said before the media that Kingi was not picking their phone. So we are telling them, if they have issues to pick with Kingi, they should pick those issues individually. They should not associate Kingi and the PA. Kingi is a national leader. We donated him to Kenya Kwanza and become the Speaker of the National Assembly. We are proud of him. As a party, he's our boy there. But the party has its leadership.
Mwanzo ni siasa Kilifi kama alivyosema ndugu yangu mdogo wangu Ndago. Pili ni kutaka kutudivert sisi kama PA katika malengo yetu kwenye Kenya Kwanza na kujaribu kumdisturb president, kwa sababu sisi tuna makubaliano na rais kama Kenya Kwanza, kama PA kwenye Kenya Kwanza ambao tutaka kuyatimiza.
Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi has urged farmers to make use of mobile dryers and warehouses in order to mitigate post-harvest losses of their produce. Speaking in the county of Meru, he noted that maize harvests have nearly doubled from 35 million bags to 61 million bags by the end of last year. This he attributed to subsidy efforts by the government and the Ministry of Agriculture, saying the government is already providing maize and beans dryers across the country to ensure harvested maize is well dried and packaged to standard to avoid the destruction caused by aflatoxins. The CS has now asked farmers to ensure they follow proper produce storage mechanisms.
Tuliamua tukielekezwa na rais, tukasema hatutakubali chakula kile wakulima wameweza kusalisha kiweze kuharibika. And that is why we put in money to buy dryers to assist farmers reduce on post-harvest losses. More maize that you produce on beans, we have operationalized the warehouse receipt system. Our NTV stores in the country, we have repaired them, so you have somewhere to store. Wacha iwe ni jukumu ya serikali kutafuta soko.
We'll take a short break on NTV Weekend Edition. Stay with us.
Na Januari, mwezi mgumu wa ukame, na wengi wenye usani huanguka.
Januari hii kuna up to 1 million Kenyan shillings za kushindaniwa kwenye *570#. Cheza Lucky Game. Kumbuka every 100 shillings ambao unacheza nao kwenye Lucky Game inakupatia 1 entry ticket ya kuingia kwenye draw ya kujishindia up to 1 million Kenyan shillings. Na mshindi wetu namba 2 anapata 500,000 Kenyan shillings ambayo tutawatangaza on the 21st of January hii. At ni star 570 hash au www.ebet.co.ke. January hii isikukaushe.
It's Friday and things are looking a bit boring. Fanta. Submit to the fizziest of fizz. Surrender to a bubbly bliss. Fall for the tangiest of tangs. Succumb to the flavor frenzy. Fanta. Indulge with a sip and snack.
It's time to get stepping. Step up to your most loved content and enjoy the next level upgrade for free.
Respect that.
Upgrade now and step up to even more action. Step up to more football. Step up to more local drama. Step up to more fun and get more than you pay for. Upgrade now and get boosted to the next package for free. Dial star 423 hash or call 0711 066 000 and upgrade to the next level for free.
Welcome back. Now, Kakamega Governor Fernandes Barasa, who also chairs the Finance and Economic Affairs Committee at the Council of Governors, has called on the National Treasury to swiftly release 80 billion shillings owed to counties. Governor Barasa emphasized the crucial need for timely disbursement of funds to facilitate proper planning and development in the counties. The urgency for fund release was echoed by Likuyani Member of Parliament Innocent Mugabe, who expressed concern over the challenges faced by parents struggling to send their children back to school.
Sisi tunataka kuambia serikali ya Kenya Kwanza, kabla mjafanya kitu chochote, sababu mliongeza ushuru na watu wamekuwa wakilipa, tunataka hizi pesa mkiokota mupeleke capitation kwa mashule zetu.
Kwa upande wa shule, najua Mheshimiwa Mugabe ameongea mambo ya basari hapa, na mimi kama mwenyekiti wa kamati ya fedha katika ile Council of Governors, I want to request the national government please release 80 billion Kenya shillings ambazo 47 counties zinadai serikali kuu. Mpaka hivi sasa kuna pesa ya mwezi wa Novemba haijafika, tuko na pesa ya mwezi wa Disemba haijafika hapa, ili hali shule zimefungua, watoto wanataka waende shule. So the national government, you have a responsibility of making sure mnatoa pesa ili watoto waweze kwenda shule.
Now, across borders, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, has been sworn in for a second five-year term after sweeping elections that the opposition branded as sham while calling for protests. With tensions simmering in the vast nation's volatile eastern provinces, the 60-year-old president, known as Fachi, picked Kinshasa's 80,000 capacity Matthias Sports Stadium for the ceremony. The stands were packed well before midday with singing and dancing in full flow, with some 20 invited heads of African states in attendance. The feat saw President William Ruto and his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta share a podium in a long time. Tshisekedi's first swearing in January 2019 after controversially defeating Joseph Kabila took place in the gardens of the Palace of Nations, a solemn venue that has traditionally staged important official events. Now, a group of women in Wajir County is empowering themselves to be more financially independent and contribute to their family earnings through beadwork business. Barwako Weavers Society was formed in 2016. Coming together has occasioned a shift in the perspective that has led to a better standard of living for the women besides the income-making venture. The women also teach other life-changing skills. That story is next in our weekly segment of Women and Power.
In Wajir County, we meet Barwako Weavers Society, a women's group which specializes in beading and decorations. The women formed the group in 2016 to break boredom and over-dependency on their husbands. They also wanted to enjoy financial freedom.
Ukame imekuja. Sasa ng'ombe yote silisha na mbuzi yote na hakuna mnyama mzuri. Hii training sisi ingine tulijifunza kwa online. Unajua watu wengine wamesoma. Ingine tumealika watu tukakufanya contribution, tumelete watu wakatuvuza.
It started with a membership of 20, with every member contributing 1,000 shillings as capital. The Wajir County government stepped in and provided raw materials for the group, including the special thread and beads.
We normally train them on banking, of course, bookkeeping. We train them on the very many entrepreneurship skills, of course.
What started as a small venture is blossoming into a thriving women's group. They make doormats, table mats and baskets for women.
Ile ya chai na chakula. Hii naye nini basket ambaye mtu anaenda soko ama akitembea kwa safari mtu anaweka nguo na mambo ya sterile. Tunajifunza hata hiyo. Kuna order ambaye wanachukua na 1,500 mtu akimaliza.
To obtain the skills and knowledge in this trade, the group organizes regular training sessions for new members.
Hiyo pesa sasa tunaingiza kwa material, tunatoa school fees ya watoto. Hiyo hata contribution yetu ya 1,000. Mwingine tunapatia leo hii, wakati mwingine tunapatia mwingine, inaenda rotation hivi. Challenges ile tunapitia, hatuna soko. Soko ndio mbaya. Hizi vitu naye ni ngumu kutengeneza, lakini sisi tunajaribu, lakini soko ndio kuna. Tungependa muweke kwa websites kwa soko ijulikane na watu tupate order mzuri.
Barwako Women's Group has a dream of starting a company where they will do their beading and train other women in the same.
Tuwe na jina mzuri, Barwako Weavers Society. Hata kama tunatarajia awe company, lakini bado tunasukuma tu, bado hatujafika kiwango, lakini tunajaribu kuendelea vizuri.
We normally tell them to go further and apply for those procurement opportunities.
Rozongoi, NTV.
More than 200 persons living with disability got the opportunity to receive prosthetic limbs free of charge in Nairobi, aimed at easing their way around life. While providing the artificial limbs during the exercise, Charity Coordinator Mukesh Desai said people living with disabilities face all kinds of challenges caused by the lack of a means to make adaptation to their new lifestyles easier. Desai urged the government to partner with social organizations to ensure people living with disabilities get the help and support they need to regain maximum functionality.
It's very hard.
Nimekuja leo hapa ku collect these artificial limbs ambayo tunapewa na hii kikundi. Inanisaidia kwa sababu niko na changamoto katika hali ya kutembea.
Huyu ndio imenisaidia, sasa nitaweza rudi kazi. Niambie Mungu ni asanti kwa sababu watu wamenisaidia.
Our aim to disability overall Kenya is no people to sit at home without limbs, and I pray to God is helping and finish this target to 2027 about 5,000 to 5,500 people.
These are one of our life-changing projects which we do under Lord's Mavi Swami followers, and we'll continue and to see that we bring happiness and joy to Kenyans at large.
And we also want to ask the county government of Nairobi and other county governments, the national government,
to help such groups in terms of making the environment to acquire this equipment.
You can only imagine the kind of joy that those who've benefited from such things are undergoing, and you could even hear it from some of their own sentiments. All the best to them in the journey ahead. We'll take a short break on NTV Weekend Edition, but Bernard Ndong is coming up next with the sports. Stay with us.
Nivea Luminous visibly reduces dark spots. Does it really work? Trust me. For post-acne marks too? Of course. World's #1 anti-spot expert serum, now for post-acne dark marks and age spots. Visible results in just 2 weeks. That means also for my age spots. Already worked for over 1 million women. Nivea Luminous 630. It works.
Join the Optivan family today and experience the epitome of coastal living at Ocean View Ridge, Vipingo by Optivan. Just 2.4 kilometers from Mombasa Malindi Road and a mere 4.5 kilometers from the shoreline. For every 400,000 Kenya shillings that you place as a deposit or installment towards any of Optivan's properties, you receive a cashback of 4,000 Kenya shillings to top up for your back-to-school shopping. Call us on 0790 300 300.
Optivan, Optivan, you know I shine back.
When you're finally released from pain. That moment when you start to get back to ordinary, and ordinary feels amazing. Whatever pain you're going through, release starts here.
There's a kind of bank assurance intermediary that really allows you to relax because you know you'll be good. That's Coop Bank Assurance Intermediary for you. Get covered real good through Coop Bank Assurance Intermediary.
We've all been called into ministries in different capacities, and there are some who are called into the music industry.
Well, this week on Crossover, we want to understand what is the art behind the gospel, or the gospel behind the art, basically how the two correlate. Tutakuwa na wasanii bomba sana pale kwenye studio, na kama kawaida, music from yours truly, Son of Nations.
Yes, so make a date with us this Sunday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. only on NTV. And this is Crossover.
This week on Twende,
we visit the new Lamu Port, and I get to try to tour the Mwokozi too.
I am sitting on a 2 billion shilling vessel. Mwalimu Omar, ulisema sitaenda mbali. Hapa ni wapi? But yeah, this is a goods boat, and don't expect to get comfort out of this. Hii hapa unaweza fanya cooking show. Hapa una.
So we are proud actually to be the first country to be having this. Yeah.
Hello there, it's time for the sports update. Good evening, I'm Bernard Ndong. FKF Premier League defending champions Gor Mahia have extended their unbeaten record this season to 19 games. Kogalo beat Tusker by a goal at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County. Austin Odhiambo scored the winning goal in the 20th minute and ensured Kogalo maintains its lead with 43 points that is 10 ahead of second place Nairobi City Stars, who face FC Leopards at the Bukungu Stadium Sunday afternoon. In other results, Masita Masuta scored the winning goal as Ulinzi Stars beat Shabana 1-0 at the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay County. Bandari drew 2-2 with Kerio Sharks at the Baraki Grounds in Mombasa County, as KCB played to a barren draw with Muhoroni Youth at the Thika Stadium in Kiambu County.
Ameonyesha mchezo mzuri, vile vile wamejisukuma vizuri, ila tu sisi tuliweza kupata nafasi yetu na tukaweza kuitumia, na vile vile tukaweza kudhibiti ushindi wetu ama kuuzuia mpaka dakika ya mwisho.
Overall, apart from the losing the 3 points, I'm not disappointed with the team, especially in the second half. Kama ni nyumbani, kama mbaya sana, jaribu kuchukua point moja. Ukienda away, jaribu hata kama unaweza kuchukua points 3. So ni ile kila mechi naweza sema ni finali kwetu.
Elsewhere, Rio 2016 Paralympics gold medalist Samuel Muchai showed intentions of reclaiming his glory in this year's Paris Games as he dominated the national Paralympic trials that were held at the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. Muchai clocked 4 minutes and 22.6 seconds to win the men's 1500 meters T11 category for visually impaired athletes, ahead of Wilson B, who came in second in 4 minutes 23.8 seconds. Eric Sang rounded off the podium positions in third. In the women's 1500 meters T12 category, Karen Chepngetich from Kericho clocked 5 minutes and 9.5 seconds to finish ahead of Nelly Nasimiu, who came in second in 5 minutes and 15.5 seconds. Abigail Larupe crossed the finish line in third. The Kenya National Paralympic Committee said the final team that will be representing the country at the Paralympic Games in August will be selected on merit.
Na nimejiandaa vyema kwa mashindano ambayo yako mbele yetu. Mwezi ujao tunaelekea kule mjini Dubai kushiriki katika mashindano ya Grand Prix, kujiandaa katika michezo ya World Championship itakayofanyika mwezi wa 5 kule Japan.
Dalizi yangu nilikuwa nimejiandaa vizuri, but nimepata mpinzani mwenye amechukua number 1, but ndaenda kuongeza speed work kidogo ndio mimi naye pia nikimbie vizuri.
I don't feel that anyone is going to even have any doubt about feeling left out or not getting any favorism which has happened in the past. So we have a very concrete team based on the results that they have shown us.
Let's focus on rugby, and defending Kenya Cup champions Kabras Sugar outclassed Mwamba 87-0 in a lopsided league clash that was played at the Kakamega Showground in Kakamega County. In Nairobi, last season's finalists KCB breezed past Strathmore Leos 36-11 at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. The Bunkers had a comfortable 17-0 lead at the break after Captain Griffin Mosila, Peter Kilonzo and Austin Sikutwa each scored a try. In the second half, the Bunkers more than doubled the scoreline with 19 points as the Leos scored 11 consolation points. In other results, Menengai Oilers held on to beat a spirited Black Blood 23-19. Nondescript switched off Homeboys 32-0, while Kisumu won 13-10 away to Catholic Monks. The Kenya Harlequins bagged maximum points against Nakuru RFC, registering a 24-5 victory. Let's cross over to the Ivory Coast, where Baghdad Buneja headed home 5 minutes into injury time to earn Algeria a 2-2 draw with Burkina Faso at the African Cup of Nations, forcing their opponents to wait to secure a place in the last 16. Mohamed Konate's opening goal for Burkina Faso was cancelled out by a fast Buneja equalizer, but a Bertrand Traore penalty put the Stallions back in front to the delight of their many supporters in the crowd of over 33,000 in Bouaké, that is Ivory Coast's second city.